Hi, and welcome to Talking Tech. I'm your host, Alejandro Hoyos, and today we have the great honor to be talking to Dr. Shu or Elena Shu, and we're going to be talking about Intel's AI as system builder and how it came through and what all the different features and possibilities that it brings to the table. Hi, Elena. How you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with us. I know you're a very busy person, especially now with all the different things that are ongoing with the company and also when it comes to AI. And we're great to have you here. For those who are just getting to know you, what do you do here at Intel?
Oh, I lead CCG AI solution groups. So we build the reference designs and to utilize Gen AI technologies and build all kinds of AI solutions run best on Intel platform. We work with global partners and including OEMs, ODMs, including our AI services providers, all kinds of different partners, and drive next generation AI applications on edge and hybrid.
Oh, that is great. So this is not the first time that you have talked. We have talked before. If I can say, we're good friends. And one of the things that was pretty interesting to me, and I hope it's interesting to everybody, is like how you came to the being involved to the position that you're in now. So can you tell us a little bit about how you started? I remember you started, like, what was your background? What you did in college? Because it was interesting in the whole transition of from there to what you do today.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so actually, um, so since I was a child, I always loved math. It's kind of like I play math puzzles as my favorite game all the time. And for my PhD, my domain was computational science, computational electromagnetics. So there's all this heavy math, and I did a lot of algorithm designs and to solve matrix efficiently, effectively for billions of parameters and things like that. So that was my background. And when I came to work in the industry and at Intel, so I always applied, my algorithm thinking to solve all kinds of problems. So in the recent years, like starting from 2018-19 frame, and finally machine learning and AI became really big in the industry, because in the past we only call them optimization algorithms, those kind of things. So, and then I started to lead the corporate strategy on AI for design. So we design all kinds of algorithms together with different domain experts, and to accelerate our design process and improve our product quality and all that regard. So when LM and ChatGPT came to the world, 2-3 years ago, and a lot of engineers came to us and saying, "Hey, can you build a chatbot for us to do BIOS coding or to read all these documentations and help us review some of this design spec and whatsoever?" So I realized, hey, we cannot scale in this way, and everybody wants something customized, specialized for what they do. We need to have a much more modularized design, some sort of like platform to help everyone to customize and do their solutions to fit into their own workflows and needs. And so that's how we started Intel AI System Builder and Super Builder. So by that time, we were talking about in AI PC and what would be the killer apps, killer features. And it shouldn't be just one, right? There's no one-size-fit-all solution. It should be a much more flexible, customizable solutions for personalized AI assistant agents.
So it's pretty interesting that it went from, of course, for your love of math when you were little, then going into the engineering field, and in the engineering field having to do, I guess, linear algebra, matrix calculations and manipulations. And it was great that is what actually is being used on all this, like that's kind of the base for all the AI calculations. And then which is even more interesting because before they were called algorithms, and now the name has kind of changed. They're still algorithms, and you were working on making them more efficient. And then from there, you run into the possibility when you were working here at Intel, it's like, hey, we need someone to help us to make these algorithms more efficient. And that's when you kind of started taking over, making that journey.
Yes, yes. And also there's a lot of learn by doing, right? Because AI is evolving so fast. Every morning when you wake up on archive, there are tons of new papers and and a lot of new technologies. So you just keep learning. It's become a lifelong learner. That's how we grow together with AI.
Yes, definitely. Every day brings a different change. Okay, so we have that part of the journey, and then you're here at Intel, and then we have all these new, like you said, chatbots that are starting to be coming out, and then people asking you for like, hey, maybe you can help us. So that was the inception of a Super Builder or the Intel AI assistant.
Yes, yes.
And then they came with different asks, and then you say like, oh well, we can all put all these asks under one program. How's the structure of this program? How does it look?
Yeah, so we actually designed a platform. So we make the different components, to be modularized, designed, and we also provide different APIs and to support different functions and different pieces. So if you go to Super Builder web portal, aibuilder.intel.com, and you also find our GitHub, public GitHub link, and you'll find a lot of examples and documentations. So you can use the API to build all kinds of different solutions. For example, we can build a AI translator, and with our simple guide, and you can build something like you put your document on the into it, right? Drag into it, and on the right hand side, boom, it translated to the language you wanted, or help you. You can design something like to scan your receipt, and all populated into Excel files. And some other folks also use it to build like talking avatars. And so if you for some use cases you want to have someone to real-time translate your product spec and talk about your restaurant recipes and all that, and then in different language, and then that's how you can use Super Builder as an engine, core API, and to do that. So that's why we like we said, we build all these foundational building blocks, and then we make it very easy for our for developers or enterprise users and GSIs and OEMs or software vendors, and to utilize and to build the best solutions on Intel platforms.
No, that's great, because that's actually was going to be my next question. Like, so you build the Super Builder, this tool out of a needs for here within Intel, but then you saw you can go, there's people outside also had the same asks.
Yeah.
So who is this for essentially? Like, this was built internally for some asks, but for outside, once you start to bringing it outside, who do you think this is intended for? Who will be the market for this product?
Yeah, like I mentioned, this is Intel's reference design. So and also this May we did a public beta release, so it goes to public. Everybody can access it. So now if you look at our customer list, it's covers so many different variety of customers, like our traditional ODM partners, and they use part of the solutions and to build enterprise solutions with their customer. For examples, we have like Samsung Kyubo Bookstore build like AI bootbot, right? And or we have ASUS, and they were like, we need some like developer kit, and so to facilitate our developers to develop on our Nook platform, and then they they actually officially released their ASUS Super Builder Developer Kit. So because we gave them some modules to it, and then they can just customize it more and become their developer kit. And we also give our APIs to AI, cloud AI service providers, like one companies in China, they are like doing all this AI empowered PowerPoint generation. It was all on cloud, but they are like they have customers have privacy concerns. They want to process some of this data locally. So we give them our APIs, that contains, local documentation process capabilities, contains the MCP model context protocol, that framework, and we give to them, and then they build their solution on top of this, so that they can have like their users file to be partially processed locally to preserve data privacy, and also call their MCP servers on the cloud to do like this big picture rendering and PowerPoint template generation. They already released this product officially last month. So a lot of folks, they use it in so many different ways, and our customers are in all kinds of different categories.
When the team that started developing this, it started by developing, like, taking into account the PC and how it will run in the PC and the AI PC. And I know for the version that is out on GitHub, there's a requirement, right, that you need Intel Meteor Lake or Intel Core Ultra Series 1 or Intel Core Ultra Series 2 with the vSOFIX on it. But that's just like the first stepping stone, right?
Mhm.
So because you also talk about it, or we talk about it before, maybe we're in camera, about going to the edge and other places like that. So are there any requirements that you look into that for AI Super Builder?
AI Super Builder, we now covers all these Intel AI PCs, and also going to the workstation and edge, and also works for high-end workstation, going to on-prem cluster. So it works for this whole spectrum, as long as there's capable XPU computing capabilities, like our iGPU, MPU, or our discrete GPU like Battlemage and up. So all that will work.
So the Intel AI Assistant Builder, one of the things that I like a lot, I mean, everybody likes it, or it is very useful, is that you actually go to GitHub and get it, and you can play with it and learn. To me, I mean, obviously it's a tool that is very useful for a lot of people, as we just talked, but to me it was also a great tool to help me learn all these different things about AI and different models that you can use. Once you install it, like, what are the models that you have in there that you can have access to, that you can tell us about?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So besides providing all these building blocks, modular designs, and APIs to our partners, customers, and actually users can also directly download and use it. And it itself, by itself, is a standalone app. So when you download it, and we actually did some designs to help actually automatically identify your system configurations. Depends on the resources and all that. We'll recommend a few models. We already pre-selected, optimized high performance LLM models, so it's all in a drop-down list. And we'll have recommend one. You also can pick others and to use. That is the first step. And we also have many other customization options for users. You can tune some parameters for these solutions, including RAG solutions, your top K, and all those. That will depends on the use cases or the preferences. You want your solution to be more concise, your answers to be more concise or more detailed. And sometimes, if when you become advanced users, and if you feel like there are some information missing and you need to capture more history, and you can also tune parameters like that. So we also have detailed documentations to talk about that. And We have a lot of built-in functions. You can directly talk to the LM model, or you can talk to your document through RAG, or you can use the multimodality model to talk to a picture, query picture. And we also build some predefined flows, like you can use LM to generate SQL queries, to analyze structured data, to do the joint table and the files analysis, and things like that. And on the agent side, AI agent side, so we now have the since September, we already have this MCP support. So if you go to the Super Agent tab, and that is where we help users to pick and choose and config to different MCP servers. And once that is configured, and you can through chat and to call different through chat, AI will call the LM will call different MCP servers to perform tasks for you. And in October, we did the integration with Alibaba Model Scope Marketplace. So now within this one app, actually you can directly browse through hundreds of different MCP servers, and you can select and for your like frequent use ones, you can tap them there, and AI can this chatbot can automatically pick those tools and work for you. And we're also doing more with other similar vendors, and so that users will have more choices of MCP servers for different geos and markets. At CES, what we are going to showcase is the next level of the hybrid solution. So with MCP solution, we already are able to do the hybrid AI solution, meaning you can process part of the work or data locally, and then you can call the cloud MCP server to perform the rest part of the work, so that they can collaborate together. But for the Super Builder 2.x version, the entire second generation of Super Builder, we mostly using the local LM to do agentic planning and thinking. So we realized for complex tasks that may not be enough. So for Super Builder 3.0, we are going to have this hybrid agentic planning solution. So that will not only utilize the local model, but also cloud model to do the planning, and for complex large amount of data and all that, we'll use the cloud model as the supervisor and to guide local AI actually to perform all kinds of tasks without leaking local information to the cloud. So it will become much more comprehensive solutions. We'll do a preview at CES for Super Builder 3.0 release, and we plan to do a full release in Q1 2026. But at CES, we will also release some other features as a Super Builder 2.7 will have enhanced local AI agentic planning, and will improve our MCP capabilities, handling capabilities, and we'll have more backend support. And so yeah, a lot of new features actually coming up.
Yeah, that's great to hear. There's a lot of coming features for the next version. To kind of define Super Builder, it sounds like it's kind of divided into two things. There's the chatbot, for lack of a better word to say, that uses LLMs and other algorithms there, and then there's the other part which is the agentic part.
Mm-hmm.
So for the chatbot, you can pick whichever. Well, yeah, you can pick whichever algorithm or LM you want to use, but you also suggest which one you should use depending on your hardware and your capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the chatbot that we're used to. Oh, can you explain a little bit more on the agentic side, what it is, and also what it is an MCP server for those of us who haven't seen that before?
Yeah, absolutely. In the recent 1-2 years, so AI is moving from reactive, like a question and answer type of AI assistant to be a more proactive AI agent, meaning it's not only just give you an answer or suggestion and all that, but it takes your request and break down into steps, and then for call different tools and to fulfill each steps, and then in the end will give you a result. Like it does work for you. So with AI agent, you almost can think you have some AI workers for you. So that's the AI agent. And how this AI agent works is the important piece. Like I talk about, AI needs to have a lot of tools, because just for one big LM, it does not cover everything. It does deep thinking and all that, but it needs like arms, legs, and to grab other things and all together. So that makes its tools becomes important. Or in another way you think about it, it's like now in order for AI to utilize those tools, we have to create a more standard ways for AI to communicate with all these tools, and that's through API calls. That's how AI can talk to all different website, different functions, and all that. But there are so many different kinds of APIs, and they all vary in different flavors. If there's not a standard, and it's hard to allow AI to fast communicate with the external database or the external tools and all that. That's why the industry actually came up with a standard. It's called the Model Context Protocol. This is initiated by Anthropic. But moving forward, maybe there will be more standardization and all that will push this forward, evolve into a much better, mature stage. Now we fully embrace this MCP protocol so that we can have, this AI tool, AI chatbot or agent can easily talk to all kinds of MCP servers, and to give it so many tools to use to help you do your job.
No, that's great. Okay, so that helps me a lot. That makes a lot of sense, because so we're used to having this chatbot, this LLM that is self-contained and has all the information within itself. But now, if you want it to do more things, like interacting with different websites, different APIs, different things, we actually need to help it do that. And the way to doing that is providing these tools that are called MCPs.
Exactly. So maybe we can put it into a very specific example. Like we actually built together with Lenovo, built a AI agent for academia, journal, or paper editors. So like IEEE editors or other editors. So their needs are like all the paper submissions are confidential. You cannot just send all that to the cloud AI, right? So you have to process it local. But then you also want, some help to quickly check all this format and check who are the appropriate reviewers. And then meaning you have to do a lot of search to find, who in the whole world actually have similar research or done work in this category can help. If you cannot find those people and enough of the reviewers to review this, it delays the whole process. So that's why we actually designed that IEEE editor, and actually they are being used by professors. They really love it. So they're like, the using the local LM, we do the paper, summarization, outline extraction, and all that. Remove all this detailed information, author whatsoever, and then call, for example, Google Scholar or other tools, APIs through MCP, and like, hey, who are in the world, have this similar category of researches, and give you recommendation, and all that, and give you reason why, and you can even dig further. What are the papers they have published close to this, and all that. So so you can see in this way, it's not like all the papers are just confined in the local. You don't have all this access to other web or broader global information. Now you have both. Yeah,
both of them there. So it's pretty neat because like for that example, the agent it's not just one MCP. It's like a bunch of MCPs that you can actually put together, and then becomes one agent, and then goes from there.
Exactly. It's like one agent is one worker, specific type of worker, but also you equip this worker with multiple tools, right?
And actually, I know you brought you brought a system with us, and we'll actually take a look at it. So maybe it will be easier to explain this whole things that we've been talking about. If we take a look at it and at it right now. Okay, so now we're here with a whole system fully configured. So what do we have here, Elena? Tell us, what is going on?
So if you want to just download the Super Builder itself, like as a standalone application on your desktop, you want to use it and try it. This is a web portal, aibuilder.intel.com. And so we have all kinds of informations, including API informations and examples here. And we also have a public GitHub. It's right here. If you click here, GitHub, or you go search Intel AI Builder from GitHub, and this is the web page. You can find all kinds of documentations and examples and videos to help you get started.
Yeah, this is great because also one thing that you were saying, the web page is constantly being updated.
Yeah.
So if you happen to see that it's not what you expected, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. It's just we're being updated. Things are being more features are being added, more things are being added. So don't be surprised if it doesn't look exactly like how when this video goes live. So because we're constantly changing.
So once you go download Super Builder, and when it brings up, it looks like this. It's a standalone application running on your laptop, desktop.
And like in GitHub and also in the other web page, we have detailing instructions how to do it. Actually, I did it on my own. It's worked out pretty well. It has videos, so it's pretty easy to get it up on running.
Yeah. So we in order to make this easy for the users, actually when you do the downloading, we'll pull your system informations and figure out your system capabilities, and we'll recommend different models. And we actually selected and optimized a set of models, and here is the drop-down list that you can choose different models to use it from this list. Or if you have your own models, you can also upload your models, for example, for specific language preference and all that. Or you can convert one model into OpenVINO and all this compatible model format using this auto model conversion capability. And we also provide a lot of customizations. You can change the name, appearance, and all that. And for advanced users, and if you're familiar with all these hyperparameters, by the way, we also have documentations to explain what each of these parameter means and how you adjust it. So like you can change retrieval parameters, top case, to go either concise or more details and things like that. So this is the parameter tuning side. So we provide all kinds of capabilities. If you build your own assistant with knowledge base and configuration, you also can export it and share with others.
So this is great because what we're showing here is that we have a lot of knobs, a lot of customization that people can use, like depending on which model they want to use, or they want to create their own. Also, how to refine their search or the other models or the RAG attributions that we were looking at. So
absolutely,
it's pretty interesting. So okay, so now let's start working with it.
Yeah. So this Right now, for this interface, you can do the typical Q&A. Let's see which model is helping us today. So, okay, Quen. So we are working with Quen model, and so a lot of usages, for enterprise users is to, for example, digest some long documentations. Like here, we already uploaded one. We improved this file management a lot, and it supports all kinds of different formats: PDF, doc, MD, PowerPoint, Excel, and you can just upload it or insert into this app, and we put a lot of file management in.
So these are local files that you have let the AI system builder know that, okay, I want you to use these files when I'm about to do any queries or any manipulations.
Exactly. Okay, so for that specific file, let's say, can you please generate an outline? Let's start the file.
I like that it understands PLZ as please. So just to emphasize, so these files stay locally. That don't mean that they get loaded up to the cloud. They're just going to stay here in the system that we're using.
Absolutely. All these files are local, and to the user, that's the part of this. The first version of Super Builder when we released earlier this year is pure local, and this is part of the capability. Now, of course, we evolved. We'll show you more on the 2.0 version what are the capabilities. So these are all the rec solutions and how you retrieve and parse your local files. Actually, we did a lot of optimization to it, and we did a benchmark across board with some other solutions on the market, and our accuracy score is pretty high, actually, on the top list.
That's pretty good, because if I want them to actually create an outline or a summary out of it, I want to make sure that it is pretty accurate. It doesn't start talking about because something completely off.
Yeah, and also, if you want to summarize some lengthy documentation, and you can also give more detailed instruction, let it focus on, some specific aspects or sections and all that. So, use basically like collaborate with this AI to get more out of it.
Okay, that makes sense. So this is the chat mode, and now we're talking about also about the different
other functions, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you click this sign over here, it will unfold all these different functions. These are all like examples of how you can utilize it. Of course, you can create a lot more functions based on our APIs and all that. So this one is to use LM to generate the SQL queries and help you to analyze structured data and tables. This one is just, help you summarize or query any images. And we also designed some specific workflows for evaluating all kinds of documentations. For example, HR evaluating resumes, or you evaluate business proposals and all that. So because for the local LM, it has the context length limitation, and your file is also confidential. You cannot put it on cloud. Then how do we overcome this challenge? Actually, we designed in a way that these functions will based on your criteria about this resume job description or this proposal, call for proposal, and it will score tens or hundreds of different files for you, give you scores, give you reasons, and tell you what are top selections.
Oh, that makes sense. This comes really handy, because going through a lot of documents, it can be a little bit cumbersome. So this actually makes life a lot easier for a lot of people.
Patch process.
Yes.
Yeah. And so a lot of these features are like local only features. That's like what we focused on for Super Builder 1.0. And for Super Builder 2.0, we released in September at IFA, and we rolled out like our agentic capabilities. So if you click this super agent, and this goes into this MCP framework, we utilize this agent framework to have to equipped local LM with different tools and functions. And if you click this MCP managers, these are, a few examples of MCPs. We already configured them and started them. They are ready to roll.
So these are the tools that we're talking about earlier in our discussion. Like these are the tools that the LLM needs to actually to be able to interact with different interfaces, different APIs, and different things, and that's gone through the MCP manager.
Yes, and actually, so we evolve really fast. Just after September release, and in October we did another update. It's right here if you click this cloud sign. So we integrated with some MCP marketplace. This one is from Alibaba Model Scope. So we listed the top 100 MCPs from that market, MCP Market Plaza, and in this way, user have this one-stop shop experience. So you don't need to go, search online, find different MCP servers, tools, and all that. You can just directly browse within Super Builder app and for what kind of MCPs you want, and then you click select and install, and it goes to your MCP manager list, and you can start to use it. Just like here, now we have all this already selected and listed. We recently actually put it online for this version. If you go here, and this is the MCP Marketplace Assistant one, and you can download from here. But again, to Alex's point, we are constantly changing. So if you visit back in a few weeks, and we'll have more update, and we'll actually we are collaborating with other MCP marketplace. We'll add more varieties of it, so to help user to select what they need. Yeah.
One of the things that I was wondering if you can show us is like how the agents use different MCPs to, like, you can create an agent with different MCPs. So maybe that will be easier to see. Like we can just go and take a look at the insights.
Okay, so we picked some MCPs, for example, like here looking at it, we have Yahoo Finance. Maybe we can ask like, can you please give me the latest news INTC.
So right now you're calling an agent.
Yes, see it calling Yahoo Finance, and it start to fetch the informations from the web through Yahoo services. Instead of you go to yahoo.com or yahoofinance.com and you find all those informations, actually it does this for you automatically. So this is like how we see the whole world is evolving into like this agentic solution. You basically, all the application and services are designed today in a way like human-centric, right? Like you have a big web portal, website, a lot of buttons to click and scroll down whatsoever. And more and more in the future, you don't need to interact with those massive amount of information, go to each of those web. Your AI workers, agent, they will go fetch all this information for you and then, present to you in a way it's all information what you need. You don't need to go spend hours to dig into this sea of information, right?
Yeah, we'll spit it right out to you. So this is the agent using an MCP. So you see the tool to be able to extract all this information.
Yeah. Let me show you also another example is like how the hybrid works. Some part of the work done locally and some part of the work done with the cloud MCP. So it's a little long. I will just copy it.
So right now we just want to save some time, copy the prompt that we already had there.
Okay, now let's see. We want to generate a PowerPoint based on this file we have locally, and okay.
So here we're using the Chat PPT that we showed earlier, right?
Exactly.
Now we're working with this, and we're telling it, "Okay, can you please provide us a presentation we're using that that file that it's been on the."
Yeah, so we don't want to, for example, give all the detailed information of this file to the cloud because it, let's say if this is like your financial report, there's a lot of detailed information. What
Right.
you really want is a like beautiful PowerPoint template. It's structured, it has the correct color themes and all that, and that's how this works, right? It summarize or do the information desensitizing locally,
Right.
and only strip out your financial tables and all this information, and only take the high level information or outline and all that to the cloud AI. Then the cloud AI will start to generate the PowerPoint for you.
So that's great, because that way your information is safe and isn't going onto the cloud.
But at the same time, you are utilizing very powerful large language models on the cloud, and it can handle a lot of this multimodality and picture rendering, all those type of tasks, and you are not limited all into your local capability.
That makes sense. Okay, so here's when it already finished.
Yeah. And this is, like a report generated and opened in the web, and then you can download it, or you've asked to change different color themes and all that. Yeah.
That's great. One thing that I saw over there is you can actually have several agents running at the same time, which I thought was pretty neat. So we go to the MCP manager. You have, this is when you tell it that this is the place where you go create the agents. So each one of these some agents that you built with the help with the MCP servers and MCP tools, but you can have all three of them run at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, each agent also have different MCP servers, and you can also have multiple agents. That's why equipped this AI with sufficient intelligence is important. So we for our Super Builder 2, the second generation, we fully rely on the local LM to do this agentic planning, meaning it will decompose the whole task and then figure out, hey, which agent I can use for this task, and subsequently which MCPs, servers, and all that I should use. And then we found like for very complex tasks, user could fold so many different aspects into it or so many steps into it, then we may not have the ideal outcome just purely based on local. That's why we also tap onto cloud for Super Builder 3.0 and have a hybrid agentic planning capabilities. So again, we'll have all this sensitive information protection and all that, but we'll have the cloud AI as the when needed. Sometimes this tasks easy enough. Local actually helps already. We don't need to go to the cloud. But if complex, if the task too complex, then we go to cloud without any sensitive information. Let cloud AI as the supervisor, if you may say, and to define the plan, do the deep thinking, and then guide local AIs or different MCPs, and then collaboratively and fulfill the task. So in this way, we have multiple benefits. One is enterprise data it's very sensitive. We don't want to just blindly throw it into this cloud or these big models. And even for the consumers, we have a lot of our own credentials, our address, our credit card information, all that. We don't want that go away. And then another big aspect is, the cost, right? So if we can offload some part of it and to the local, no matter it's PC or it's edge or on-prem, that's a big saving for users and for also solution providers. And more importantly, if you look at the latest energy constraint we have right now in US and overall in industry, and we see a lot of vendors nowadays are applying rate limit, because if you do
the amount of energy to do all the calculations.
Yes, if it burst up, and then at that actually could impact the neighborhood power supplies and all that. So you see that actually happening is very quickly right now. And so in order to have a sustainable AI and make it scalable into everyday uses, no matter it's enterprise or consumer, and we have to do this smartly and only, when necessary, and we use the cloud, and then if we can process a lot of information local, we should do local. So that's why hybrid AI is the direction we are going, and we'll talk a lot and show a lot of new features at CES.
Oh, why not? Thank you so much. I learned a lot. This is great. I've been playing with it. I'll definitely want to be playing more. And thank you for here with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.